Join Life Over the Road, a community that champions adventure, innovation, and well-being.
Welcome to Enjoying Life OTR. My name is Cindy Tunstall, and I'm your host. Today, my guest is Brandon Johnson. He's been trucking for about 9 years, but because he has a family history in trucking, he has this really old-timer trucker feel to him. I really like that. You know, he's got that cool, laid-back vibe, but so much wisdom that he shared in this post. We talked about government contracts. We talked about some things to make sure your trucking company can still be successful when there's a downturn in the market, and just so many great things he had to share with us. Of course, you know, I like to hear about things that he's doing outside the truck and, you know, ways that we're enjoying our downtime. So, of course, we talk about that, but just a great conversation. I know you're going to enjoy it. Welcome to the show, Brandon.
Thank you for having me.
Well, tell our audience a little bit about you. What kind of rig are you driving now, and how long have you been in the industry?
I've been driving for about 9 years. Drive 379 Peterbilt. It's a 07, but got a 99 motor in it, so I don't have to run them E-logs. Yes, I consider myself as a super trucker, but I pull all types of stuff, but mostly about 95% of my loads be military loads. I haul RGN most of the time, but on a step deck and a reefer trailer also. So whichever one's paying the most whenever I leave home, that's the trailer I'm taking out. But 9 times out of 10, it's going to be that RGN load. And for those who don't know, RGN is a removable gooseneck. That means the front of the trailer breaks apart so you can drive equipment on and off it. Similar to a low boy, some people like to call them, or a double drop or whatever.
Hey, if you want to see some pictures, Brandon sent me some photos of the freight he's hauled and also some of his trucks. So if you want to see those, you can check them out on our app or on our YouTube channel, Enjoying Life OTR. So you have your own authority, or you a company driver?
Yeah. No, well, it's my dad's company. So, I didn't have to go through all that, getting the authority and all that. I just pretty much just leased on to my dad's company.
Nice. So you're booking your own loads. You get to choose where you go?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, most of our stuff, we got a direct contract with the military. So just whenever the military send out their loads or what they got, where it's going or whatever, we go up there and bid, and we wait to get a call.
Awesome. How long? I'm interested to get into government contracts myself. How long is that process, that turnaround for the freight? Is it quick turnaround like on load board, or does that take weeks or months, or how is the process with the government contract?
It all depends. I mean, in order to get it, you got to have your authority. And most of it's just filling out the paperwork and getting the bonds and really just a bunch of paperwork to do.
Yeah.
And then once you get all that taken care of, then they got what they call the open session, where they take new people.
Oh, okay.
I can't think of the right term.
Okay, it'll come to you later.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm curious about
open
that.
enrollment, pretty much. Open enrollment, where they take on new customers, and then that's how you get in.
Oh, interesting. We're gonna have to talk, so I want to learn more about that. You have to give me a little tutorial.
All right.
This is good. Okay, so where are you from?
A little town called Atkinson, North Carolina. A one-stop-like town. It's a real small town, but it's probably like 45 minutes from Wilmington, North Carolina.
Okay. And you go everywhere? You go all over the country?
I've been all over. Only 2 places I haven't seen yet is Montana and North Dakota, but hopefully I'm going to get that soon.
Nice. I like that. You been to Alaska?
Well, no, I haven't been there either. That's a little too cold, but if the money right and I can get out there, yeah.
There's so few loads going
Ice
in.
road trucker.
I know, right? I'm trying to get an ice road trucker on the show. I have a couple that I've been talking to, but man, it's hard to get them. They don't have no Wi-Fi out there, and it's hard. Like you go weeks without hearing from them. So I'm like, it's been a challenge, a struggle to schedule them. But I have family in Alaska, so I always ask people. That doesn't seem so crazy to me, but I haven't taken my truck out there either. But I do fly to sea. It's nice to visit.
Okay.
Well, tell me a little bit about your story. You know, my show is Enjoying Life OTR, so I like to hear about, some fun things that you get to do outside the truck, or maybe some fun experience you've had while driving. You got anything fun you want to tell us about?
I got a few stories. Whenever I can, I try to find me a fishing hole. Whenever I get stuck on a load where they want me to sit with it for a couple of days, waiting to get unloaded or whatever, I go to the nearest Walmart, get me a fishing permit, and I find somewhere to go fishing if I can. My favorite place to go is Key West. Literally, you can pull up anywhere down there and start fishing.
And are you cooking your fish, or you just catch and release?
It all depends. If I can get me a hotel room with a kitchen in it, I'm kicking it. But I keep a cooler. If I'm going right back near my house, I got my cooler on the back of my truck, so I just keep the fish on ice until I can get them back home, and I clean them and put them in the freezer or whatever. But and then if I'm not going right back home, it'll be somebody else out there fishing with me too, and I just let them have the fish. But
yeah, just the sport of it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So you just fishing from the beach, or what? You take a boat out, or what? Standing out on the pier? How you doing that?
Most times just fishing from off the side of the road or going to a pier or something. Now I have taken a boat out down in Miami, in South Carolina, a charter boat that go fishing for 4 to 6 hours or something and come on back in. But most of the time I'm fishing out right off the side of the road. If there's a spot wide enough where I can park my truck on the side of the road, hey, we're gonna have fun.
I love that. I love that you do that. It's so fun. I love the ocean, so I'm the same way. If I could get anywhere near it, I'm like, I'm going to go. I'm going to find a way to make it work.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, don't forget to download our app. It's free, Enjoying Life OTR. It's a social network that's designed just for truckers. Place where we can share our favorite stops and just connect with other people that understand the lifestyle. So check it out. It's free. Enjoying Life OTR. So tell me about this lifestyle. What do you like about being an OTR driver? 9 years, that's a long time. Must be something that's keeping you doing it.
Getting to see something new every day, like just watching the sun rise and set in a new state, like every day is probably the best part of not having to deal with other people until I go into truck stops or whatever. I'm pretty much a loner, so this is the best job for me. Just me, my truck, and my radio.
Yeah, I love that too. It's like I'm a people person, so I miss that sometimes. But I'm talking on the phone and everything to do that. I'm less of a loner, but I love to travel and I love to see the different parts of the country. So I love that as well. So tell me about something crazy that's happened to you while you're on the road. You ever have any crazy, wild encounters while you're out there, either with another driver or maybe something with the wildlife? Or tell me something crazy that's happened. Tell me a crazy story.
Crazy story? I don't really have any crazy stories, besides for arguing over the CB or whatever, but everybody think they Superman on that radio. The craziest thing I can say for me though, if it's a big military move, and I still live in a trucker town, so pretty much everybody around there drive trucks. If it's a big military move, it might be 50 trucks from my way going to the same place. And we all get loaded together, we all leave together, so you might see us going down the road with 58 10-wheelers with military stuff on the back. So whenever you can get a crowd like that and can control the traffic, you get to piss a lot of people off, but
schedule and just dominate highways?
Oh, yeah. And you get all the people in the four-wheelers coming by, recording you, making their little TikTok videos or whatever. So it's pretty cool. And then, like, if we get somewhere, we unload on that Thursday, whatever, we pretty much stuck there till Monday looking for another load. So we all go check into a hotel room. I keep my grill on the back of my 18-wheeler, so hey, we'll go to Walmart, buy a bunch of food, we'll cook out on the grill all weekend by the pool, have some drinks. So
I love it that you do that. You know these guys before, or you just meet them on the trip?
some of them, like, we have 9 trucks, so sometimes it's just my crew, but it be other guys that we meet at the road, out on the road, or on the military base or whatever, and we tell them what we doing. Everybody's welcome.
I love that.
Even if we at a truck stop, just cooking out in the parking lot, yo, come over, speed, hey, let's drink a beer, eat a hot dog, or steak, piece of chicken together, something. So, yeah.
How often you do that?
Whenever I'm gonna be stuck for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I love that. I always hear that the old timers that have been driving a long time say they used to cook out all the time, and I'm always like, if you miss that, why don't you still do it? I mean, you still got to take your breaks, and you still got to do your resets, and I know some people, keep on rolling. They don't stop, but like sometimes the schedule demands that you do. So I'm like, why don't you just break out the grill if you like that?
I think most of them don't. The trucking has changed. Not just a way to everybody think you can make a lot of money. Like YouTube and TikTok and stuff made trucking famous. Everybody just getting it for the money instead of the lifestyle now.
Yeah, I think that the focus is very different. I think YouTube and TikTok have definitely changed the industry quite a bit. I mean, I'm new to the industry myself, so I'm one of those newbies. But yeah, I think it's made a big difference. Like the different perspective and also an extroverted personality will join in trucking because there's still a chance to stay connected with your family in a way that there wasn't back in the past. It used to be much more of a isolated community, and it's not. The internet has made it very accessible, I guess.
Yeah, and I think, like, for me, I grew up around trucks all my life. Like, even though I went off and did other jobs, I always wanted to be a trucker growing up. So hearing the old school truckers tell stories and stuff, we learned from them. So when we came out here, we started doing what they were telling us. But if you didn't grow up around any truckers hearing this story, then you don't know how to have fun out on the road. So
yeah,
I think it's just drive and go. But, yeah.
Keep those wheels running and make that money.
Oh yeah. But I mean, anytime you get stuck somewhere waiting on another load, like, you're supposed to enjoy that time. Don't stay cooped up in your truck. Get you a hotel room so you can stretch out. Like, go somewhere, have some fun, walk down the road, or like I say, grill out anything. Because trucking is a lot. You away from your family weeks, months, or however long you stay out on the road at a time. So you dealing with all the traffic on the highway, people cutting you off, doing stupid stuff, trying to make you kill them and stuff. Sometimes you just got to get away from trucking, clear your head. That's why I like to go fishing. But yeah.
So you always drive solo, or you ever drive team, or always just you in the truck?
I've done a few team loads, like me and my brother. Sometimes, like, if you go pick up military load, like ammo or like a hazmat load or something that requires somebody staying with the truck at all times, you have to have team drivers on there. It's a sensitive load, so it's got to be team drivers.
Yeah.
And the pay is great on those.
I bet.
But yeah, not too often though, because I don't trust nobody else drive while I'm sleeping. I even my own brother, and he's a good driver. So
yeah, I don't think I'd like that either. I don't know how restful that would be.
Oh yeah.
Okay, has it been, I like to talk about health and well-being. Has it been a challenge for you to stay healthy while you're on the road? What's that been like? You ever get to work out?
Whenever, if I check into a hotel over the weekend or something, I go to the gym, maybe about 5-10 minutes, I'm not one of them go there and work out for hours, but yeah. I park farthest from the truck stop, so I have to get out and walk a little bit. Me tying down my loads.
I will say, with flatbed, you get to work out doing that, don't you?
Yeah, that's about my biggest workout. It's hard to eat healthy on the road and have a good diet. I mean, the truck stops don't care nothing about us. They put something in there quick for us, McDonald's, Arby's.
A lot of fried chicken.
Yeah, just a bunch of nothing, and you can't get the healthy food now unless you pull up at a Walmart and you start cooking your own food in the truck. But
yeah, that's hard with the schedule. I mean, it's a challenge. I mean, I care a lot about health, and it's hard for me. Like I've had a terrible my week has been terrible. I've been eating a bunch of junk. So tell me about your family. What do they think about you being gone all the time? They okay with that? Tell me about your family.
My mom probably is one that worries about us the most. She like watching the news. She see all the crazy weather and the stuff that goes on in the news. So then she want to call her. Where you at? You ain't such and such. This right here going on. It's flooding here. They got tornadoes over here. You're not going that way, are you? Say, no, Mom, stop worrying. I say, I drive for my dad's company, so he's a trucker, so I don't have no problem with him. My kids be wanting me home, but when I do come home and they get to spend all that money, they happy. So.
How old are your kids?
My daughter is 8. My son is 5.
Oh, nice. They're still little.
Oh yeah.
And so, how long do you stay out usually? You gone a long time, or are you in a kind of rhythm, or just varies?
I pretty much take my own schedule. I go home whenever I get ready. Use about 2 or 3 weeks. I stay out if the loads are there. But I mean, anytime I come close to my house, I don't mind going out a route. Like if I'm coming up 95, I jump off and go to the house and then leave out the next day or something. So, I can go off a route. I don't have to stick to no certain route unless I got oversized load. But the longest I've stayed out last year when freight was booming, I was gone from February until the 4th of July.
Yeah.
So that's about the longest I stayed out.
Yeah, rates were crazy last year, so.
6 months, yeah. Mm-hmm.
It was hard to stay home.
Oh yeah. So whenever the race is good, hey, you might not want to stay out there on the road, but you better. So when the rates do fall off like they are right now, you can afford to do that. You done made your money, so sit home and rest until rates come back up. But
yeah, I think a lot of truckers are struggling right now that were new to the industry like I am, and I've only been in the industry for 2.5 years, so I came in right before COVID, so it's always been good. So this is my first downturn that I've seen, but I mean, talking to other drivers who are like me, they're like all freaking out. When's it going back to normal? I'm like, I think this might be the new normal. It's like a little bit scary, but
it is normal because this happened every couple of years. I mean, every election year. This happens. Yeah. Every war, this happens. I mean, it's so much stuff that affects the trucking industry. Fuel prices, especially when Corona came and shut down all the plants and wasn't nobody working, all the manufacturers wasn't making that, and so it messes us all up. But.
Yeah, it's a weird feeling. The money is so big, but it's like it's a very vulnerable career. I feel like it's very susceptible to what's going on. A lot of outside influences are affecting how much money we're going to make, and that's kind of, I love the freedom of it, but it's like it's a weird feeling being vulnerable to like have so much outside influence affecting how much money we're going to make. So it's like stuff that's out of our control, so it's like it's trying to find a happy medium where the money stays more consistent.
Oh yeah, but see, that happens because most people just come in thinking it's so much money in trucking, and it is. But you got to know how to get it. Like I was saying earlier, TikTok and YouTube, everything has made trucking famous or made a lot of people come in thinking they're gonna make a lot of money. And you can, but you can also lose a lot of money if you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Like it's just telling you to buy a truck and you're gonna start making money. No, that's not how it works.
Yeah.
And learn your rates, learn what it takes to run your truck per mile, and stick to that. Don't let a broker tell you what they're gonna pay you to haul a load. That's your truck. You tell them what they're gonna pay you to haul your load. Like building good relationships with brokers, customers, like build a relationship with that company, whoever you picking up for.
Yeah.
Be friendly, go in there, talk to them, and hey, they might give you a contract.
You just always got to be talking and networking with people, right? It's like everywhere I go, I'm telling everybody, I remember a truck company.
Yeah. And then you can't, just because you make a lot of money, you can't go out splurging. Because it costs money. You got to take care of what take care of you. So that truck need to be spending, it's earning you the money, but you need to be spending it right back in your truck. Take care of your truck. Motor rebuild. I don't know about other truck engines, but a cat rebuild is $30,000 plus.
Dang, that's crazy.
So if you ain't got $30,000 in your bank account at all times, something is wrong. Trucking ain't for you.
Yeah. You have to be very disciplined. It's funny, it's like the personality that's attracted to trucking, like that freedom to be able to go and set your own pace. It's like, but the really most successful truckers are the ones that can stay disciplined and have a really solid business plan and setting money aside for taxes and breakdowns and, unexpected downtime. And I mean, it's a lot of freedom, which is great. And it's a lot of money to manage, but it's like, you got to be disciplined, don't you?
Oh yeah, definitely. And then waiting on your money from for the loads that you already hauled. Some people want you to wait 15 days, 30 days, or however long in order for you to get paid. Now unless you got a factoring company, but then they get a percentage of your rate or whatever. But
what's the time frame of the pay when you're doing government contracts? What's the pay schedule like for that?
Once you deliver that load and send in your bills, you got, I'm gonna say, sometimes less than 24 hours, but it could take up to maybe 2 or 3 days at the most, but
wow,
usually probably within 24 hours.
Yeah, nice. That'll work.
Oh yeah. Well, you ain't gotta worry about the military. You can get paid for now stuff.
Yeah. So give me some advice for somebody that's just getting in the industry, somebody that's new to this and maybe thinking about getting into government contracts, or any advice you want to give some of those newbies out there that are kind of struggling in this market. What else do you want to add? Anything else you want to share? A lot of wisdom in those miles.
Just because you got the money for a down payment on a brand new truck, don't mean you're supposed to go buy a truck. That's the best thing that I could tell them. It's more to it than just that.
Who are the people that make it? What are the personality? What kind of person does well in this industry? What would you say?
The people that makes good out in this industry is on a mission. They got a family back home, somebody depending on them, knowing if they don't drive that truck, then they're not going to be able to eat back home. Having somebody depending on you, somebody that's not on their phone all day long, you can't make money going down the road or just wanting to be on the phone all day. That texting and driving, that's going to cut your career short. Right there, wanting to be home every weekend, you can't make money like that. Them hot loads gonna come up on a Friday afternoon, but you want to be home on Saturday. Sometimes you gotta say, I go home next week or next month, whenever. But whenever the good money is there, you gotta be ready to go. Someone that's don't have to splurge every weekend just because you made $2,000 this week don't mean you got to spend it this week. You think you got another $2,000 coming, but no, you take $500 of that, put that other $1,500 in the bank.
Yeah, that's good.
And you gotta learn how to manage your money out here. Because when trucking gets slow like it is now, you'll have something to fall back on.
Yeah, and the breakdowns and the repairs are so expensive. It's so crazy. So you got to be ready for that. That's good. Yeah. That's good advice. That's a lot of wisdom. I like that.
Build your personal credit, build your company credit, your business credit. Take care of all the important stuff. Make sure the bills is paid at the house, the clothes, the cars. All of that can wait. If you driving trucks, there's no need to have a brand new car. You ain't never home to drive it.
Yeah.
So that's a waste of money right there. So, I mean.
Yeah, I got my oil change in my car today, and the guy was like, I'm looking at your battery, and it seems like it's pretty good, but it's like, are you driving it very much? And I'm like, actually, I'm not. He's, yeah, I can tell. It's like, I'm like, he's just sitting there, and I was thinking about that today, and I was like, yeah, man, this might not be a good choice.
If you stay out on the road 2 or 3 months and that car haven't been cranked up, yeah, it could be a brand new battery, but it'll be dead after a while.
I know, I was like, ooh.
Yeah.
Anyway, your priorities change. Well, I like that. Yeah, I like that a lot. That's good. So you ever mention you guys that are coming into the industry, that you ever taken them under your wing and kind of teach them the ropes? I know your family and the people that are in your company, but you ever meet people on the road and you stay in touch with them, give them a helping hand?
Yeah, I done met people out on the road. They be trying to figure out something what they wrong with the truck. I walk over and help them out. I mean, that's what trucking was about whenever I got in, helping one another out or whatever. Somebody new, you come to me asking me questions about my loads. I'm going to tell you everything I can, the best I can. You want to exchange numbers and talk more, then we'll do that. But I'm willing to help anybody any way that I can.
I like that. Anything you want to share with our audience before we wrap up? I like the things you shared. You've got a lot of wisdom.
No, just be careful. Pay attention. I mean, you got a great career, a way to make some money and take care of your family. Make the best of it. Your license is your life.
Yeah.
If you lose those, hey, it stops your money. So that texting and driving, drinking and driving when you on your own time, don't be out there doing that. It's a whole lot easier to call a taxi, Uber, Lyft, whoever. So protect your license.
Yeah, that's wisdom right there. I love that. That's so good.
Mm-mm.
It's like we forget. It's like we want to let our hair down and do something crazy, but it's like, nope. Call a ride. There's too many options right now. This is good.
Oh, yeah. As a matter of fact, you asked me about a crazy story earlier, and I said I didn't have one, but...
I didn't believe you, by the way.
I just had one pop up in my head.
Okay,
a lot of time, these four-wheelers cut us off, and it gets to us. Be ready to run them over. Be ready to kill them. Let that car go ahead on about their business. Don't try to get revenge. None of that. It's going to cost you more money in the long run. You're going to lose your license behind it. I was out in Texas a couple years back, and was coming across 10. Was coming up on road construction, and the four-wheeler waits to the last minute to come and cut a truck off because we was going down from 2 lanes to 1 lane.
Yeah.
So they cut him off, pissed the truckers off. He had to hit the shoulder of the road to keep from hitting them. So after we get out the road construction or whatever, the trucker runs this car back down, gets him in front of him, or kind of like beside him, but he takes his trailer and makes it whoop over and slaps the front of the car.
Oh, Lord.
The car hits the shoulder, and I mean, it's a big old dent, busted tire, all that stuff, or whatever. I mean, and sometimes we all want to do that to cars. It ain't worth it. I couldn't believe that trucker did that, but I guess he had to get some type of revenge back. But it's a lot of scary moments out here for us truckers, and sometimes that's exactly what we want to do to them four-wheelers. They cut us off, but don't do it.
Yeah, it's not worth it. Not worth it. It's not even satisfying, even just for a minute. It's like it's not even worth it.
No, yeah.
Gotta find another outlet. That's some good wisdom right there. I appreciate you, my friend. Well, thanks so much for coming on the show. I enjoyed meeting you.
All right. Thank you for having me, and hopefully one day we can do this again.
Yeah, I like that. After we talk, you're going to be thinking of some stories you wish you told me, so we'll have to do a round two.
All right, that'll work.
Well, you be safe out there and enjoy your journey. Thanks so much for tuning in today. I sure appreciate you coming along on this journey with me. You know, my goal here is to honor truck drivers and share their stories, and I'd love to share your story. So if you're interested in being on the show, give me a shout. My email address is in the show notes, cindy.tunstall@elotr.com. Don't forget to download our free app, Enjoying Life OTR. It's a great place for you to listen to our recent podcasts, but also a social network that's designed for truckers, a place where we can share our favorite stops and just connect with other people that understand the lifestyle. Thanks so much for coming along this journey with me. I sure do appreciate the work that you do. Y'all be safe out there, and by all means, enjoy the journey.